to DXB today. Hope you're enjoying the show this evening as we give you a little bit of an insight as to how to lead a more sustainable life. So on now to our next guest. And if you go down to the Irish village Al Gahood around about the 28th of January, you'll be in for a big surprise because we'll be meeting our next guest. Carly Dubery is joining us here to tell us a bit more about the Kind of Life Sustainable Festival. Thanks for joining us, Carly.
Thanks for having me.
Great to have you with us.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about the festival.
So we already run like monthly markets, so we wanted to scale this up a little bit, and we've got the Middle East Vegan Society involved in what we're doing. So what we want to do is incorporate the kind of life, as in we're being kinder to animals, we're being kinder to the planet, because I'm very niche. We're not just vegan, we're sustainable and vegan, because just because something's vegan doesn't mean it's sustainable. So we really want to put an emphasis on that.
And that's a misconception that Malumba people would have, would they?
Absolutely, and the thing is that I want to be kinder to the planet, not just animals. Like, that was my process and that was where I started at, but it's also about being kinder to each other. It's about being kinder to ourselves. So we've got like a soul-side studio who's going to do health and wellness while they're there, some yoga, some meditations, some sound healings and things like that. So
Looking forward to it.
Incredible. So I know that you've got some local vendors there as well. Like, what can we expect to see from them? I know we've got some amazing things here. Are these
stolen a bag already?
I know, I've stolen a bag already. You can tell I'm from up north.
yeah, so we have food. I mean, that's the thing we predominantly talk about, being farm-based. But we do have other products as well. So when I said about being kinder to ourselves, there's some vitamins there as well.
Amazing.
Deodorants, skincare. We've got some really lovely skincare products where you don't have to use any chemicals, house cleaning products, cotton items. So yeah, there's going to be a lot.
And this bag, can I ask what it's made out of?
It's made from cork.
Oh, really? So it is cork. Oh,
that's how my business started. I wasn't even doing markets. It was a case of, I started as an e-commerce selling this and realized there was a niche for other like-minded businesses. So how I see myself is that I love helping other businesses create a platform that's vegan, sustainable, and then linking them to the conscious consumers, because after COP28, conscious consumers are starting to grow, so it's awesome.
Well, I'm glad you did that, because we've been asking for a year for Amy to put a cork in it, but she's going to put a cork on it now, so well done. Job done.
Carly, what are your views regarding the locally sourced plant-based products versus globally sourced plant-based products here in Dubai? And what's the environment like for local and global sourced products?
Well, there's some amazing examples of like factories starting here, especially when it comes to like mock meats. There's a couple here now that are actually doing it here, and that's because of food security. And they're both really awesome. We're looking at bigger farms. There is a lot more farms here, so you can get your fruit and vegetables sourced here locally. So prioritise doing that, because everyone said, oh, they taste better from Italy or France or etc. But if you're having them really fresh,
you try mushrooms from Dubai.
Yeah, mushrooms as well. So, and we will have a fruit and veg stand there at our market as well.
Ivana, I'm personally excited because I see that you brought brownies. I'm killing the camera angles here, but I just watched, by the way, on Netflix, which I know is really popular right now, the You Are What You Eat, which might as well have been titled You Need to Be a Vegan. But yeah, I'm very excited to try vegan brownies right now. Thank you for spoiling us.
You're so welcome.
I do have a question for you, though. I'm a mom, and I always bring my kids to all the weekend activities. What kind of activities do you have for children, if any? Can we keep them entertained at the...
Yeah, well, Irish Village is great for that anyway. So they have got their bouncer castle, but we've got some kids' activities as well, some painting, some drawing, and some workshops if they want to get involved in something more active as well. So.
Oh, okay. Good. I'm very excited. Can I try the brownie? Well, you know, I know they want a close-up of the brownie, but what I really want to do, okay, now that you guys have gotten...
Let's keep it talking.
No, I don't want to keep talking. Everyone keeps looking at me.
Ask another question. Dana, ask another question.
Actually, I've got a question about the tents that you have at the festival. So, like, what are these designated tents and what are they all about?
Well, it's wanting to incorporate conversation as well.
Yeah.
Now, the platform that we've created is very non-confrontational. It's about having conversations. So even when our vendors, they come on board, they're not necessarily vegan. They might not necessarily have a vegan business, but we make it really inclusive and want them to come on board. We want them to learn and maybe kind of change what they're kind of doing. And it's the same with people. It's about education, and they might want to ask questions. So with the Middle East Vegan Society being there, they're going to have their own stand, and then they're going to be there as a resource for people to talk to.
And there's an element of education here, isn't there, as well? I mean, you've just talked there about the misconception. Sorry, I'm hogging these. I need to pass those over to Amy.
Thank you.
Well,
I don't need any encouragement.
but the
Then pass them back, Amy.
are there misconceptions about about taking on a vegan lifestyle, etc., that need to be explained to people?
It's not hard. Like, people say, oh, I couldn't do without cheese, but cheeses have become amazing, like the vegan cheeses that are available here. And going back to the question you said, some of them made here as well, you know, by local SMEs. I think SMEs, especially here in the region, really drive forward very quickly. I think in the UAE you can do that and move forward.
One of the big things that we asked, or we've seen in the past, especially when organic foods became a big thing, and there was a big sort of, there was a big debate about what's organic, what's not organic as well, because a lot of producers had jumped on the bandwagon, for want of a better word, as well. Again, is that something that you fight again with people looking to jump onto the bandwagon of vegan and promoting products as vegan when they're not essentially vegan?
We've had a couple of people not intentionally do that, but this is why we want to help them, and that's why we're inclusive, because we want to do the education piece. I also work with a non-profit called Greener Food, where we do education pieces. So we will work with hospitality. It's a free consultancy. We work with healthcare, we help with schools, help them change their menu into something that is more sustainable. So incorporating everything, like when it comes to food.
Incredible. Well, these
You're right,
brownies,
they're going to be there.
they are so good. So this is one of the vendors that are going to be at the festival.
This is Caroline's, so all the ones that we've got here, and we've got some more at the back. So
incredible. Well, the crew will be happy to hear about that as well, that there's some spare brownies going. Carly, I've got to say thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully we will all see you right there at the festival on the 28th of Jan.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now it's today's Spotlight, and we have got a spotlight on a female-led initiative preserving culture and heritage through handcrafted and sustainable products by local artisans. This is Maliha Mahmood from Stories of Soil. Take a look. Thank you. I don't need more encouragement.
Hi, my name is Maliha Jaffa. I'm the co-founder of Stories of the Soil along with my partners Saba and Aisha. At Stories of the Soil, we bring handmade craft to UAE and tell the inspiring stories about the artisans who've made them, with the objective of enhancing their livelihoods, preserving culture and heritage. So we just celebrated our second birthday. We are a very young business. We started off with 3 artisans and 2 product categories, so pottery and some handmade jewelry. Today we work with over 30 artisans from all over Pakistan, rural and urban, and we have artisans from Palestine also. So a long way to go, but surely getting there. So Stories of the Soil is run by 3 super moms and who are walking the tightrope of balancing their family and their business and work. So for us, time is like the most precious and the scarcest resource. So for our business, we have 3 long-term goals. First, we want to have a physical retail space in Dubai so that our customers can actually touch and feel and witness in person the magic that is created by our artisans. Secondly, we want to expand and make our products available all over GCC. And thirdly, we want our product portfolio and our artisans' sources to be as diverse as UAE itself. Dubai means endless opportunities. The city is constantly reinventing itself. There's always some major event to look forward to. It's totally energizing and it makes us keep going and looking for new opportunities. I love the safety and security that Dubai and stability that Dubai has to offer. It gives me the peace of mind, the freedom and the mental space to flourish, grow and pursue my dreams.
So from Stories of the Soil to our Stories of the Day here on DXB today. Who's got the roundup? I think it's... Who has got the roundup? I haven't got...
Amy!
It's me.
It's Amy!
Yes, Thomas, I have the roundup. Well, Dubai has banned single-use plastic bags issued by Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed, Crown Prince of Dubai, and he's banned the import and trading of single-use plastic products in Dubai. The ban also includes food delivery package materials, thick plastic bags, plastic containers and packaging materials, either partially or entirely made of plastic. If violated, a fine of 200 dirhams will be given. Shopping bags or disposable items intended for export or re-export are exemptions. So there we go, guys.
Thanks for the exemptions too.
Exemptions or exemptions, yeah, indeed. So what do you think about having single-use plastic bags?
I love it. I mean, this is happening all over the world, and you know, I'm glad we finally joined the change. And it's great. It's such an easy and effective change for us to make. And again, another one that's a great example for us to set for our kids, right?
I think as well, for me, when you look at some of the examples, and you can't help but sort of compare and contrast. And it always strikes me that some of the most successful examples, not just with plastic bags, but with single-use plastics in general, the most successful fights against them have come from low-income and developing countries, because they haven't. It's this idea of convenience with everything. People think they can get convenience. You go to a petrol station, you get a plastic bag. You go to a supermarket, you get a plastic bag. As soon as it's taken away from you and you haven't got that incentive, then that's when we start to see a difference.
There are parts of developing worlds, like a state called Sikkim in India, banned plastic over 30 years ago.
Oh wow, that's
So we
incredible.
really see that some countries have been forward-thinking, even a couple of decades ago, when the sustainability discussion was not really on the table.
Yeah, and it's not the biggest ask, is it? I mean, I spent a bit of time in France recently. Yeah, you always do that thing, don't you? The first time you go to the supermarket, you go, oh, forgot the bags, haven't I?
Oh, I know.
You know,
I buy a recyclable bag every time I go.
Me too, I made the same.
but you never forget again, and
forget
you've
again.
always got them in the back of the car, or you've always got them to hand. And it's as long as you get into the habit of doing that, and that's the problem. It's just I think we get so used to convenience that we just take it for granted.
But I don't carry purses around anymore. I carry those canvas bags because I always forget to bring them. And then you're walking around the mall and suddenly you're like holding all these different things. And also, this is not going to sound great, but I think the core of many of us, we're a little cheap. Even if it's like 10 fils or a dirham or whatever it is, we don't want to waste money. You know what? We're not cheap. We're conscious about how much money we're spending. And it seems like such a waste to spend money on something we know we don't need and we're not going to use again. So I think just changing that frame of mind, but also carrying around the bottles, something you need to get used to. And how much more water do you drink when you're actually walking around carrying your own bottle? Or in Amy's case, how much more coffee do you drink?
Exactly, I drink a lot of coffee now thanks to my recyclable, renewable, usable coffee cup. But also I think like we're talking specifically about the shopping bags, the one-use shopping bags, but also like I'm happy to see on this is like the packaging on, like, you know, when you buy your fruit and veg.
Oh, for sure.
And it's organic, and then it's covered in a load of plastic. And like, you know, we're hearing about all these microplastics now, which, I mean, I've got enough plastic in my face and body. I don't really need to be enhancing that. Like, you know, I just think it's great that we like, we're not going to be using all that like plastic wrapping up, you know, veg and fruit and things like that. I mean, I think we've got to be more conscious about those kind of things.
The packaging industry needs to, I mean, especially again, and I come back to, there are many things that we can celebrate at this extraordinary city that we call home. And one of the things that people love is the convenience, is the fact that you can pretty much get anything delivered to your door within 15 minutes.
Sure.
That's what that's the modern life that we live in. But with that comes sort of misguided packaging. You know, you don't need a box the size of a fridge to deliver a packet of strawberries, and yet how often does that happen at the moment?
But even if you just go like to the supermarket yourself and then you unpack everything to put it into the fridge, like how much leftover stuff there is even then, you know, it's crazy.
I think Kibson's is amazing with that, but yeah, you order from other supermarkets now. They come, they unpack it for you, and then it goes straight into the fridge, and now so much less waste.
Will they put it into the fridge for you or not?
I mean, it depends on how friendly your delivery guy is.
Right, so after this, now we're going to catch up with India's top music producer and rapper Yo-Yo Honey Singh for an exclusive interview right here in the studio. You're not going to miss that, and I know Dina definitely does not want to miss that. We'll see you soon.